Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Saturday, January 15th slate of NBA games. I'm very excited to dive into it, but first, let's go ahead and do a quick recap as of yesterday. We did end up going 4-1 on my plays yesterday. We're on an absolute burner. A total of, I believe it's 7-1 over the past 2 days. So you definitely can't argue with something like that. We had a clean sweep 2 days ago, ended up 4-1 yesterday, so I'm very excited about it. We almost had a clean sweep again today, but we'll talk about it. So first, we did have the Cleveland Cavaliers -2.5 versus the San Antonio Spurs. A little bit of a sweat bet, but it did end up cashing for us in the end. It was really close until about a minute and a half left, and then the Cavs started to pull away a little bit. Then we had De'Aaron Fox over 22.5 points versus the Houston Rockets. That was kind of a weird game because he scored 15 points in the first quarter and then didn't play for most of the second quarter, but ends up cashing it in the third. So, I don't know, it was just kind of weird, but he does end up cashing for us. Then we had Miles Bridges over 19.5 points versus the Orlando Magic. Oh, man, that one was an absolute sweat, and I really can't make this up. Miles Bridges made a three with 25 seconds left when he was at 17 points. Hit the three to cover. I mean, I really can't. And they were down pretty big, so it's not even like they were going to make a comeback. So it was pretty crazy, but he ended up cashing for us. And then my added play that I did put on Twitter, we did have the Thunder plus 9.5, and that one did end up cashing for us as well. That one was from our boy Got to Get the Bag. He comments on a lot of my videos with his best play of the day, and he's like 3-0 over the past couple days, so he's definitely one you want to look out for. Now, the one that we did not cash on was my Chicago Bulls. It was my Bulls. Zach LaVine, unfortunately, got injured in the first 3 minutes of the game, and I'm really praying that it's nothing serious. He's getting an MRI, an MRI soon on his left knee. It was a no-contact injury, and we all know that those are some of the worst ones in basketball. And the Golden State Warriors just blew out the Bulls. It truly makes me upset because I know we did fantastic on our plays, and I should be in a great mood, but that one really hurt us. That one really hurt me at least, just because, I feel like the Bulls were in a really good spot this year, and if Zach LaVine goes down for the rest of the year, it's not going to be looking so good. But we'll go ahead and get into today's plays. I really like it. I think I found some really solid, valuable plays. So we'll go ahead and dive straight into it. But first, if you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We are less than 200 subscribers away from 1,500. I'd love to be able to hit that by the end of the weekend. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. So our first play of the day is going to be Seth Curry over 1.5 3-pointers made versus the Miami Heat -120 odds. Seth Curry has cashed this line, and I know it's a little bit of juice. It's a little bit juiced, but it is juice for good reason, so I'm just trying to give out some winners, that's all. Seth Curry has cashed this over in 11 straight games, so he's been absolutely fantastic, just especially at shooting threes over the past 11 games. The Heat also give up the third most points per game to opposing shooting guards, so they do allow a lot of points, and I definitely think that Seth Curry is going to be able to get some shots from that. The Heat also give up the fifth most three-point shots in the NBA, so there's a lot of shots that are made and a lot of shots that are given up by this Miami Heat team in the NBA. And if you look at this bet historically versus Miami, he has actually cashed this in 2 of his last 3 versus Miami. So pretty good odds there. And when it comes to the shooting guard position against the Miami Heat, if you look at the last 4 games, the shooting guards have hit this line 3 out of 4 times. Bogdanovich from the Atlanta Hawks, he hit it in 1 game. He had in the most recent game he had 1, and the game before that he had 3, so cashing it pretty easy. Then we had Devin Booker the game before that. He had 3 made threes, and the game before that was against the Portland Trailblazers, and Nasir Little had 2. So that is going to be our first play of the day. Seth Curry over 1.5 threes versus Miami Heat -190 odds. Our next play of the day is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know we're going back to them, but the Cleveland Cavaliers -5 versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, -110 odds. Cleveland have been really, really good on defense, and they have just been moving up in the defensive ranks. They are now the second best defense in the entire NBA from a statistical standpoint. On top of that, Josh Giddey is their second best player overall, whereas the Cavs, they are very good defensively against that shooting guard position. They give up the 6th fewest points per game to opposing shooting guards, and so I do think that Josh Giddey is going to have a very difficult time scoring against this Cavs team. The Cavs are also 15-7-1 against the spread on the road. I know I've been really hammering this stat in over the past couple days, but they've just been really good, and they've been on a little bit of a road trip, so I do think that it does give us some odds there. And I just think that this is a really bad matchup for this Oklahoma City Thunder team. If you look at their big men, they have Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, who's only 6'9". They have Darius Bazley, who's only 6'8". They have Mike Muscala, who's only 6'10". Whereas the Cleveland Cavaliers, they run 3 7-footers in their starting lineup with a decent-sized Kevin Love off of the bench. So I do think that they are going to be able to bully them on the inside. Now, unless if this OKC team shoots 30 to 40% from the three-point line, I do think that this is a pretty good spot for us. And this is the last matchup of a 6-game road trip for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I do think they're going to try to make a statement here and then go and play against Brooklyn back in Cleveland. So I do think they're going to try to make a statement before they go back home. So that's our second play of the day. Cleveland Cavaliers -5 versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, -110 odds. Our next play of the day is going to be LeBron James under 30.5 points versus the Denver Nuggets, -105 odds. I know, before I get all the comments down in the comment section below, please just hear me out before you say anything else. Denver has been a very solid defensive team this year. They are the 9th best defense in the entire NBA all year long from a statistical standpoint, but in their last 3 games is where they've really locked up. They're actually 3rd in the entire NBA in their last 3 games from a defensive standpoint. And LeBron, he doesn't really have a great track record against the Denver Nuggets. He's actually only hit this line in 1 of his last 5 games versus Denver and only 2 of his last 10 games versus the Denver Nuggets. So for whatever reason, Denver, they kind of just have LeBron's number and I really can't, and it's not like LeBron's playing bad. He's still putting up like 20 points per game against Denver, but he's just not hitting this exact line. And I know he's been on a tear, but on top of that, Denver, they play at the 4th slowest pace in the entire NBA, and I know that the Lakers, on the other hand, they're the fastest pace in the NBA. So I do think they lose a lot of possessions with how slow this Denver Nuggets team plays, and so unless if LeBron is extremely efficient, which he's definitely capable of doing, but unless if he's super efficient, I do think he hits this under. So that's our third play of the day. LeBron James under 30.5 points versus Denver, -105 odds. And our fourth and final play of the day is going to be the Mavericks and the Orlando Magic under 208, -110 odds. The Mavericks at home have been they have hit this under a lot. Their over-under record at home is 14-4-1. So they have hit whatever their under is. They've hit that very, very frequently. The Mavs have also went under in 7 of their last 8 games. So they have been really good on defense, and they have not been able to score the ball super well. Dallas has also moved up in the defensive rankings as well. They are actually the 3rd best defense in the entire NBA, right behind the Cleveland Cavaliers, by the way. So they are the 3rd best defense in the entire NBA from a statistical standpoint. And Orlando, well, they've kind of had some trouble putting the ball in the basket. I know they've been a little bit better as of recently, but they are still the 3rd worst scoring offense in the entire NBA from a points per game perspective. And if you take a look at this line, the line is 10.5, and it's in favor of the Dallas Mavericks. So we could see some blowout potential, which could mean Luka could be sitting early, or some of the other players that can really put the ball in the basket. We could see them out, pretty early in maybe like the 3rd quarter or something. I don't know. But I do think that there is blowout potential on this game. So that is going to be our fourth and final play. the Dallas Mavericks versus the Orlando Magic, under 208, minus 110 odds. Make sure to go check me out on Twitter just in case if I do have any other added plays. But like I said, if you guys are new and you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We have been on an absolute tear as of recently, so hopefully we can keep that up today. I really like our plays, so hopefully they can cash for us. But for now, this is King Center signing out.